take ice a little bit for granted today. We just open up our freezer and there it is. You know, we put it in drinks. We're used to getting ice cream, popsicles whenever we want them. But back in the 19th century, that wasn't the way it worked. You might have ice a little bit in the winter time, or you could turn some fresh fallen snow into a bit of a dessert, but it wasn't something that was regularly available, or if it was to the richest of the rich. Here today in the American Ice Company plant for manufacturing ice here on Franklin Street. Building, sometimes it was the Ice House, was particularly significant because at the time the American Ice Company consolidated and established what was later known actually as an ice trust, a monopoly of sorts on the ice business here on the East Coast. The Franklin Street American Ice Company plant is a great example of how ice was manufactured in the United States in the early 20th century. Walls help keep it insulated, just like you don't have any windows on your refrigerator. It also, the wall cavities or spaces between the tanks and the walls might have been stuffed with insulation. Oftentimes sawdust was used. Once the ice had frozen, you might see behind me a giant crane. The crane would have picked up these cans, brought them down to the end of the room where they would have been offloaded by workers and cut down to sizes. This a business manufacturing ice stayed in operation here all the way up through the 1990s. I believe maybe even the early 2000s, manufacturing ice mainly for wholesale. So they had large warehouses located on the back side of the building where they would have stored all of the ice manufactured right here. And that ice, although originally would have been delivered by the horse and wagon who were stabled across the street, by the mid-20th century, of course, they were using delivery trucks, and by the end of the operations here, they had big semis that would pull up around back and load up with wholesale ice.